What's up, everybody? This is Tech G back with another video to help you successfully pass the CompTIA A+ 1202 certification exams. So let's get into it. All right, so when most people hear the word scripting, their brain immediately jumps to one or two places. They either say, that's programming, I'm not smart enough for that, or that's hacker stuff, I'll break something. Now, neither of those are true. Scripting is not about becoming a software developer. It's about learning how IT professionals save time, reduce mistakes, and manage systems more efficiently. In fact, chances are you've already used scripts without even realizing it. Have you ever double-clicked the file and watched a bunch of stuff happen automatically? Ever installed software without clicking next 15 times? Have you ever logged into a computer and had the network drives magically appear? If so, then guess what? Scripts did all of that. So in this video, we're going to talk about exactly what scripting is and why you need to recognize it for the A+ exam. So with that being said, let's go. All right, so exactly what is scripting? So at its core, a script is just a list of instructions. That's it. Think of a script like a to-do list for a computer. You know, do this, then do this, and if something happens, then do that instead. Unlike full-blown software programs, scripts are usually short, task-focused, and designed to automate repetitive actions. If programming is like building a car, then scripting is like setting up cruise control. You're not designing the engine, you're just telling the system how to operate more efficiently. And in IT support roles, scripting is used to speed up things, reduce human error, and make sure tasks happen the same way every single time. And yes, CompTIA expects entry-level technicians to understand this concept, even if you are not writing complex scripts yet. All right, so why does CompTIA even care about scripting? Well, here's a reality of modern IT work. If you do something manually once, then that's fine. However, if you do something manually 50 times, then that's a problem. So scripting exists because humans get tired, humans make mistakes, and computers do not complain about repetitive work. Now, CompTIA doesn't expect you to be a scripting wizard, but it does expect you to recognize common script file types, understand what scripts are used for, and know the risk of using them improperly. And this is especially important as IT environments grow larger and more automated. All right, so for the exam and the real world, you need to be familiar with common scripting file extensions. Now, you don't need to memorize syntax, but you do need to know what these files generally do and where they're used. So let's go ahead and break them down one by one. And the first one is called a batch file. So batch files, these are one of the oldest and simplest scripting types in Windows. A .bat file is basically a list of command prompt commands that run in sequence. Instead of typing commands manually, you put them in a file and double click it. And some common uses are you can use it for running maintenance tasks, deleting temporary files, starting or stopping services, mapping network drives, or launching multiple programs at once. An example of this would be, just imagine a help desk technician who needs to clear temporary files, restart a service, or log the results. Instead of typing the commands every single time, they'll just use a .bat file to do it instantly. Now for the exam, if you see Windows, command prompt, or simple automation, then they're more than likely talking about a batch file. All right, next we have what is called a PowerShell script. Now, PowerShell script, this is like command prompt's much smarter cousin. A .ps1 file, this is a PowerShell script, and that is where modern Windows administration really lives. And PowerShell scripts, they can manage users, configure systems, install software, pull system information, and automate complex administrative tasks. Now, why is PowerShell important? Well, Microsoft has heavily invested in PowerShell. In enterprise environments, PowerShell is everywhere. So if command prompt is a bicycle, then understand that PowerShell is a pickup truck. So an example of how this is used, just imagine there's an IT admin out there that's using a PowerShell script to create 100 user accounts, assign permissions, set default passwords, and map drives automatically. And with that script, they can do all of that in seconds. As this relates to the exam, just understand that if you see Windows administration, automation, or system configuration, they're more than likely talking about PowerShell. All right, next we have what is called Visual Basic Concept. So VBS script, this is an older scripting language, mostly associated with older Windows systems and legacy environments. And you're not going to see it as much in new deployments, but you still need to recognize it because it can be used for legacy login scripts, older administrative tools, or automation in older Windows versions. So why does this matter? Well, some organizations, they still run older systems, and IT technicians, they often inherit environments that they did not build. So knowing what .vbs files are, they can help you avoid deleting important scripts, understanding older workflows, and troubleshooting legacy systems. Now, as it relates to the exam, just understand that if you see older Windows systems or legacy automation, they're more than likely talking about VBS scripts. All right, next we have what is called a shell script. So if you're working with Linux or Mac, and then shell scripts are pretty much everywhere. And a shell script, this is a list of terminal commands that run automatically in Unix-based systems. And they're commonly used for server maintenance, software installation, backup jobs, user management, and system updates. An example will be a Linux server that runs a shell script every night to back up data, compress files, or upload backups to another server where there's no human required at all. As it relates to the exam, if you see Linux, Mac, or terminal automation, they're more than likely talking about a shell script. Then we have what is called JavaScript. So JavaScript, this is commonly associated with websites, but it's also used for automation, web-based tools, and cross-platform scripting. Now, an important clarification is this is not Java. Java is a completely different thing. But anyways, JavaScript, this can run in browsers, on servers, and in automation tools. An example of this would be a web-based IT dashboard that uses JavaScript to collect system stats, trigger updates, and display real-time alerts. As it relates to the exam, if you see web automation or browser-based scripting, they're more than likely talking about JavaScript. And then there's Python. So Python, this has become one of the most popular scripting languages in IT. And the reason is because it's easy to read, extremely powerful, and it is cross-platform. Python scripts that can run on Windows, Linux, and Mac, and they're commonly used for automation, data collection, system monitoring, security tools, and AI and machine learning. An example of this will be a technician who uses Python to pull disk usage data from 200 machines, generate a report, and email the results automatically. As it relates to the exam, if you see cross-platform scripting or automation plus data handling, they're more than likely talking about Python. All right, so now let's talk about why scripting actually matters in IT jobs. Now, these are the exact use cases that CompTIA expects you to understand. The first is basic automation. So automation, this is the backbone of scripting. Instead of doing the same thing over and over manually, scripts can handle it automatically. We're talking about clearing temporary files, running diagnostics, starting services, and checking system health. In automation, this can save you time, reduce errors, and make your life more efficient. There's also restarting machines. So yes, you can restart a computer manually, but what if you need to restart 20 machines, 100 machines, and you have to do all of this at 2 o'clock in the morning? Well, scripts, they make this painless. An example is a PowerShell script that can restart lab computers every single night so they're fresh for students in the morning. You also have the ability to remap network drives. So if you ever logged into a work computer and seen drives like H, S, and Z, those didn't appear by magic. Scripts, they can map network drives automatically based on your user account, department, and permissions. So why does this matter? Well, this ensures consistency, correct access, and less manual setup. Scripts can also install applications, so clicking next over and over, this can get old really fast. Scripts, they allow for silent installations, consistent configurations, and mass deployments. So just think of an IT team that deploys Microsoft Office to 500 computers using a script. Well, there's no manual installation needed if you're running a script. You have automated backups. So backups, they should run regularly, be consistent, and not depend on humans remembering to do them. Well, scripts can automate file backups, system images, and cloud uploads. And this is critical for business continuity. There's also gathering information and data. So scripts are excellent at collecting system data like CPU usage, disk space, installed software, and network configurations. So why is this useful? Well, instead of checking machines one by one, a script can gather everything in minutes. And then there's initiating updates. So updates, they keep systems secure, but manual updating does not scale. And scripts, they can check for the updates, install them, and restart the systems if needed. And this is especially important for scripting patches, operating system updates, and application fixes. All All right, so now let's talk about the dark side of scripting, because with great power comes great responsibility. And one of the issues is unintentionally introducing malware. So scripts can be dangerous if they download from untrusted sources, they're modified by an attacker, or they run without understanding what they do. A malicious script, they can delete files, steal data, and install malware. So as it relates to the exam, just understand that you never want to run a script that you do not understand or trust. Another issue is inadvertently changing system settings. So scripts, they execute instructions exactly as they're written. So if a script deletes the wrong folder, changes permissions incorrectly, or modifies registry settings, then the system can break, and it can break really quick. This is why testing scripts is critical, and running them with administrative rights is extremely risky. And another issue is browser or system crashes due to resource mishandling. So poorly written scripts, they can consume too much CPU, use excessive memory, and create endless loops. And this can lead to slow systems, crashes, and unresponsive machines. All right, so why do entry-level technicians need to understand scripting? Well, even if you never write scripts right away, understanding them helps you troubleshoot faster, communicate with senior administrators, avoid dangerous mistakes, and it helps you grow into higher paying roles. In modern IT, scripting is not optional. It is inevitable. Scripting does not replace IT professionals. It does empower them. Now, for the CompTIA exam, just understand this. You don't need to code like a developer. However, you do need to understand what scripts do, where they're used, and why they matter. Now, if you can explain scripting like this to someone else, then you're more than likely ready for the exam, the job, and your next step in your IT career. And once you get comfortable with scripts, you'll never want to do repetitive tasks manually ever again. All right, so with that being said, let's do some check on learning. So our first question is, an IT technician wants to automate the process of mapping network drives for users when they log into a Windows system. Which scripting file type is most appropriate for this task in a modern Windows environment? Would it be a .ps1 script, a .bat script, a .sh script, or a .vbs script? And the correct answer is .ps1, which is a PowerShell script. Now, PowerShell scripts, these are the modern standard for Windows administration. They are commonly used to automate tasks like mapping network drives, managing user accounts, and configuring system settings. While batch and VBS files can perform similar tasks, they are considered more legacy solutions, and shell scripts, these are primarily used on Linux and Mac systems, not Windows. Next question. Which of the following is a common use case for scripting in an IT environment? Is it designing graphical user interfaces, writing operating systems, automating backups and system updates, or creating new hardware drivers? And the correct answer is automating backups and system updates. So scripting, this is heavily used in IT to automate repetitive administrative tasks, including automated backups, installing updates, restarting systems, and gathering system information. Designing operating systems, hardware drivers, and complex software applications. This is typically handled through full programming languages and development environments, not basic scripting. And our final question is, what is a potential risk of running scripts without fully understanding what they do? Is it scripts may run slower than manual tasks? Is it scripts can only affect one system at a time? Is it scripts may unintentionally introduce malware or change system settings? Or is it scripts automatically delete themselves after execution? And the correct answer is scripts may unintentionally introduce malware or change system settings. So scripts execute instructions exactly as written. So if a script is downloaded from an untrusted source, poorly written, or run with admin privileges, it can introduce malware, alter system settings, or crash the system by misusing resources. This is why IT professionals must be cautious, test scripts, and understand their impact before running them.